In America, everyone counts, and the 2020 census is how that great promise is kept. Respond today online, by phone, or by mail, and help inform hundreds of billions in funding for education, health programs, and more. Shape your future. Start at 2020census.gov. Michael Pratt holds over 15 years of experience in the telecommunications industry. He builds consumer electronics brands and provides consulting services to Tier 1 operators such as T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, as well as retailers like Apple, Best Buy, and Target. In 2018, he founded Pivet Communications as a response to the lack of innovation and multicultural focus in the consumer electronics industry. Pivet introduces disruptive, eco-friendly tech products to store shelves. He is the only Black-owned supplier to Best Buy. Their new line with Best Buy launches next month. Glad to have you on the show. So, in founding this, what products are we talking about? What do you got? What do you guys supply to Best Buy?
So we currently provide mobile phone protective cases to Best Buy. We have multiple categories of product, 3 different tiers of product, depending on what type of protection, fashion, or style that you want for your phone or mobile device. And
the thing here is, and that's one of the things that when people talk about being in the tech industry, I remember when Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. was going after companies, he said, first of all, 60% of tech jobs don't require you to be a scientist or to be an engineer. And so you're in the space, but it's not like you're making the phones, you're making one of the products that goes with the phones.
Correct. And to that point, my degree was actually in social sciences, so not a tech degree.
In terms of in this space, what are hurdles that you have to overcome? Because the reality is you don't have many of us. First of all, for you to be the only Black supplier to Best Buy, that says a hell of a whole lot right there.
So there are quite a few obstacles, some of which really it's around having access to resource, having access to network, and being familiar with what it takes to actually produce a product and deliver it into a customer like Best Buy or anyone like Apple or the others. And that took basically years of experience. Pivet as a brand, that started in 2018, as you referenced, and it's the culmination of over 15 years of industry experience that I've had, where I learned how to do everything from creating a product to manufacturing it, the logistics supply chain experience, and then how to actually sell that product into a customer like Best Buy and manage the product life cycle. So it literally has been 15 years of work and experience that gave me the impetus and the confidence to start my own business and manufacturing my own brand.
And so the products that you have, are they for Android and iPhone?
Yes, we primarily manufacture for Apple and Samsung devices, since those are the largest brands in the market right now. As we grow, we'll continue to expand other devices that we'll support, but right now, Apple and Samsung.
And those particular products, in terms of where can we take a look at them? And of course, if somebody wants to be able to get the ones that you supply, how do we find it?
Yeah, I'm available in multiple locations online right now. You can go to our website, www.mypivet, and we spell Pivet, P-I-V as Victor, E as Eric, T and Tom, which is the phonetic spelling of the word pivot. But you can go to mypivet.com to buy from us directly. We're available on Amazon, again, by searching for us, and currently available on bestbuy.com site. And then again, as you mentioned earlier, in October, we launch in-store with the next devices that come out in October.
And you have, so go to my iPad, please. I'm showing the different ones here and the different cases that you guys serve, these thin cases. Now, do you have the ones, are they just for the back, or do you have for the back and the front? Do you have the full protection? Which ones that you have?
Sure. So it's interesting what you showed on our site there. Were examples of the devices or the cases we provided to Best Buy back in February of this year. And I'd love to call that out briefly because as a partner with Best Buy, they gave us the opportunity. We partnered with them last year in 2019, and we're looking at a way that we can honor Black America in February. February traditionally is a fairly low season in the mobile industry, and I sat with the team at Best Buy, and we worked on building a program that would represent tech and Black history together. And on our site, you were showcasing a couple of the cases we did. We showed respect and honor to Rosa Parks, and then we built a case that showcased the West African term of Sankofa, which speaks to the concept that you can't go forward without knowing your past. And we're continuing that program.
Which one are those? Which one of those? What do they fall under? There's Glacier, Glacier Plus, Pro Luna.
Yes, the Pro Luna is the size that we developed the Black History Month cases on. And we'll be doing a new round of those in February of 2021. But in October, we are introducing our eco cases, our Pivet self-cycling product. These are the first products in the market globally that our packaging is 100% biodegradable, 100% recyclable. It utilizes vegetable ink, no plastics, and full 100% paper. So when you put it in recycling or trash, it will biodegrade and disappear. And a first for the industry where we are disrupting is we've worked with a lab and developed a material we have trademarked called Toa to Toa. And that material actually allows plastic to break down and become bioavailable. And what that means is that if you don't have the opportunity to put your product, one of our cases, into a recycling bin when you're done with it, if it happens to go into trash, which statistics show that 90% of plastic consumed in America ends up in a landfill. If it ends up in a landfill, the Toa material will break the plastic down in 4.5 years, turn it into a bioavailable material that nature will actually consume. So ultimately, it ends up with a zero footprint. And that's a disruptive new tech that we are introducing into the market this year in October across our entire.
And this here is the folks. Y'all could pull it up in there as well. But this is the Sankofa case you were speaking of, correct?
There you go. That is it. Yes.
And of those, in these particular cases, are they still available?
Yes, they are. They're still available on bestbuy.com, and if you purchase directly from us on our website, mypivet.com.
All right, and then I'm about to show the. So this is the Rosa Parks one here. So.
And the Rosa Parks. So again, it was a play on trying to bring to a modern millennial environment or zillennial environment someone as important and seminal as Rosa Parks. So while she refused her seat back in 1955, the term "nah" and trust, we did quite a bit of market research to ensure there was no disrespect considered in utilizing that term with Miss Parks. But the word "nah" just resonated as "nah, not today. No, you must got me messed up." Something other than "nope, not happening." So and again, the cool part on that with Best Buy, and I want to call it out for them, simply because they actually have been walking the walk and talking the talk. They recognize in 2019, before the movement that's underway this year across our country, back last year, we sat down and discussed how they could be more relevant and actually focus on our community, because Black America spends over $2 trillion and we over-index in technology, and meaning we are a very valued customer to Best Buy. So we work together to determine ways that we can start to speak to the community in a way that isn't just, a flash in the pan or a way that it just makes them look good as a corporate entity, but to actually put the time, money, and effort in to start to speak to our community appropriately. And that's what that first year with those two cases were, and we're continuing it into 2021 and beyond.
All right. So, folks, look, if you're looking for a Black-owned company to do a case that holds your cell phone, my Pivet, you can go to Best Buy, go to the site and get it. Michael Pratt, we certainly appreciate it, man. Thank you so very much for joining us. I mean, one of the reasons why we created this segment is again, to bring attention to our audience, to folks like you, that otherwise, folks wouldn't even know you even exist out here. And so we certainly appreciate that. We thank the folks with Seek.com for being the partner, the sponsor of this segment as well. And we certainly hope that our listeners, our viewers would actually be driven to your site and you guys see increase in sales.
I really appreciate the opportunity to be on the show, Roland, very much. And if you don't mind, I'd love to just say thank you to Rufus Chambers for helping me out with getting me in contact with your team so that I can have the opportunity to be here. And then, I just had to let you know.
Another alpha man. All right, then. Well, look, it's always good to have some bros on the show, so that's always important. So that's the added piece there. I did not know that, so I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you so very much, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. As our community comes together to support the fight against racial injustice, I want to take a second to talk about one thing we can do to ensure our voices are heard. Not tomorrow, but now. Have your voices heard in terms of what kind of future we want by taking the 2020 census today at 2020census.gov? Now, folks, let me help you out. The census is a count of everyone living in the country. It happens once every 10 years. It is mandated by the U.S. Constitution. The thing that's important is that the census informs funding, billions of dollars, how they are spent in our communities every single year. I grew up in Clinton Park in Houston, Texas, and we wanted new parks and roads and a senior citizen center. Well, the census helps inform all of that and where funding goes. It also determines how many seats your state will get in the U.S. House of Representatives. Young black men and young children of color are historically undercounted, which means a potential loss of funding of services that helps our community. Folks, we have the power to change that. We have the power to help determine where hundreds of billions in federal funding go each year for the next 10 years. Funding that can impact our community, our neighborhoods, and our families and friends. Folks, responses are 100% confidential and can't be shared with your landlord, law enforcement, or any government agency. So please, take the 2020 census today. Shape your future. Start at 2020census.gov.